little Brushaflies, welcome back to my channel, Brushafly MUA. If you're new here, hi. My name is Mercedes and I'm the face behind Brushafly MUA, and I've just put my hand in lipstick. And if you are new, remember to subscribe, and if you're not, welcome back. So I'm just going to dive straight in. I have a big tub here of makeup I want to declutter, and my phone memory is telling me I only have 20 minutes to do that in. So let's get down to business. Face palettes that I'm going to declutter. And this one's very dusty. The first one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the contour kit in light to medium. Now I have took all the powders out because I was planning to use them. I have been using one for a little while now and I don't like it. So I'm going to put the powders back in and just declutter this as a whole palette. Bronzing or contouring shades just did not work for me. They did not suit my skin tone. The powders, they just didn't really do very much. I would much rather prefer my Rimmel Stay Matte powder as a powder, or a Revolution powder. This to me, it didn't do very much. And it is in the one that's light to medium, so really it should work for my skin tone, but I don't think it would work for any skin tone. I don't like it, so that one is going. Next up I have a Kylie Cosmetics pressed powder palette, which has loads of highlighters in and a blush shade. I think this was from the Kris Jenner collaboration. So I have used this one quite a bit. There is pan in this shade here, but I have just I've just found that I've had this for such a long time. The formula has changed and it does not work for me anymore. When I apply it to my skin, it shows up all my texture, really enhances texture on my face, which I do not want. And it's just a very powdery powder. So it's not for me. It's old. I mean, it does say 12 months on here. I've definitely had it longer than 12 months. I think it's borderline 3 years, maybe 4. So yeah, I think I need to say goodbye to that one. Next up I have a number 7 thing. So this is their bronzing pearls, and recently I did an experiment on them to see if I could press them into a pressed bronzer to see if they would work better for me. The answer is no. It was a fail. I didn't like them. I didn't really like them as the pearls either, because they would fall on the floor, get crushed into the carpet. They just did not work how I wanted them to. So yeah, that one has to go. I have 2 lip liners. One is from number 7 and it's just a twisty one. I got it from a calendar a few years ago. The only reason I'm getting rid of that one is because it's quite old, and whenever I've used it I've not really enjoyed it. It's not really for me. Another one is from Primark, sort of in a similar kind of shade. Again, it's just really old, and I don't use a lot of lip liners, and I just bought the Love Island and Revolution lip kits, and they each come with a lip liner. So I was like, do you know what, I'm going to take a couple out that I don't use and make a bit of room for the new ones that I'm probably still not going to use, but at least these ones are out of my life. I have a Revolution liquid eyeshadow. This one I loved and adored, but it is dried up in the tube. I went to use it the other week and it's just gone. It's bye-bye. So I'm going to declutter that. There is still some product in there. Maybe I could try and resuscitate it. You know, I hear a lot of people use like Duraline on eyeliner and stuff to get it juicy again. But, you know, I have so many other liquid eyeshadows that I don't think I really need to try and resuscitate this one. So yeah, that one is going. Then I have a number 7 Lash Impact primer. I think lash primers are pointless. They coat your lashes a little bit, but I just find they don't really do very much for me. Maybe if you have different lashes to me, you might find a lash primer works really well. But for me, I just think it's another step in my routine that I don't need to do. So that one is going. Next up, I have 3 liquid lipsticks from number 7. Oopsie. So you're probably thinking, wow, you're getting rid of quite a bit of number 7. There's nothing against the brand. I do actually really like number 7. Their foundation, the Hydroluminous one, is my favourite. The reason I'm getting rid of these is because I've had them for quite a few years. But I prefer a liquid lip that dries down properly and stays in place. This one, or these ones, I find they tend to stay quite liquidy for longer, peel off easier, and they don't dry down as matte as I like. And yeah, they're just not my favourite formula, and I'm not going to gravitate towards them when I have others in my collection that I am going to. So it seems a bit pointless to keep them there, and they're going to go bad anyway. I have a W7 lip gloss. To be honest, there's nothing actually wrong with this. I might give it to one of my children because it's a nice pink glittery shade, but it's just not one that I really grab. If I'm going to grab a gloss, it's going to be one of my chocolate glosses from the I Heart Revolution collection. So although this isn't bad, it's not my fave. And actually, yeah, no, it still smells fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to pass that on to a child, my child. I'm not going to like give away manky lipsticks to just random people. To my own children that share my genes, I think that's fine. Then I have a Revolution and Sible liquid lip. So I do actually really like the other 2 in this collection. They are very red, and they are actually tones I would wear. This one is more of a burnt orange, and it's just not for me. So although this formula is really, really good, it lasts all day, does not want to come off, ever. It's just not my favourite shade. Then I have a Morphe and Maddie Ziegler gloss. I mean, in there it looks a bit purpley toned, but it's actually not. It's just a clear gloss. Again, I might just give that to one of my children. At least then they've got a gloss each and they can't argue. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a sticky, gloopy gloss. It's not really one I enjoy, but they will probably like playing around with it. So that one's going. Then I have an I Heart Revolution Nebula liquid lip, but it's sort of meant to be like the Ciate ones where it dries down, you push your lips together and glitter appears. This one does not really do that. The others I have do that, but this one, it just looks like a peachy liquid lip, and I have those in my collection. I don't really need this one. Then I have an I Heart Revolution chocolate lip gloss. So you might be thinking, oh my god, but you love the chocolate lip glosses. I do, but not this one. And this one is called Delight. And it's just not a tone I would really wear. Excuse the other swatches on my hand, I've been playing with makeup all day. It's quite orangey toned, but the one reason I don't like it, has no scent. All the other I Heart Revolution chocolate lip glosses all smell like chocolate. This one smells of nothing, so I don't associate it with the chocolate, and I want it out of my life. Again, I might keep this and pass it on to one of my children so it doesn't go to waste. Next up I have the Harley Quinn and Revolution liquid lip or lip gloss. This one is okay. It's quite a pale tone, again quite corally coloured, not really my jam. I do remember when I got this, I found it quite hard to wear. I would have to do certain things to it to get it to wear properly on me. I'm just not interested in that. I want something I can put on, wear it, walk out the door, go. I don't have to faff around with it. The Eyeshadow Palette, on the other hand, is one of my favourites. I love that. But the liquid lip or lip gloss, whatever this is, not for me. Gonna give that to one of my kids. Then I have the Ultimate Eye Base Eye Primer from Revolution in the shade Medium. I got this in the advent calendar. It's too dark. I was actually like, when I opened the calendar, I was like, yeah, it's really good because it's medium. It will work for more skin shades and skin tones, and because it's in the middle, more people can use it. I can't. It's too dark. Maybe if I'm wearing that sort of eyeshadow shade, I could possibly get away with using this as like just a pigment base maybe, but it just is too dark. If I put a lighter shade over the top, it just doesn't work or sit right for me, so that one's going. Then I have a Revolution Illuminating Fixing Spray. This also came in the calendar. This is Gloop in a spray bottle, so I do not like it. It has a crap ton of glitter in it as well, but you just spray it and it sprays out like a glob of goo and then just sits there, and then you have like patches. It doesn't spray out evenly like you would expect a normal setting spray, so I don't like that one. That one has to go. Then I have an Instant Effects 3D Lip Plumping Treatment. This one I did actually quite like. I think the 3D plumpingness has gone from it now because it's so old, and that is the reason why I'm getting rid of it, because it's old. I just started using it again thinking I could just get away with it as a lip balm, but no, it's definitely out of date and needs to go. Then I have a Smashbox Petal Metal Liquid Lip. This is just not something I would wear. It's very metallic, but also I have two from Ciate that are sort of similar to this but a better formula, so I'm going to keep them but get rid of this one. Again, I might see if one of my kids want it because it's quite interesting, they might like that. Then I have the MAC Elseed lipstick. The only reason I'm getting rid of this is because I kind of destroyed it doing a creative makeup look. And to be honest, it's old, it's starting to smell a bit funky now, so that one I'm getting rid of. But I really enjoy the eyeshadow palette that I got with this, so I'm keeping that, but this one has to go. Next up I have the Makeup Obsession and Belle Jordan liquid lips, but sort of lip glosses. I didn't like the formula of these. They are also really, really pale. They're a bit like concealer lip, which if you like that, that's great, that's cool. You might enjoy these, but for me it's just not my style, not really my jam, so they are gonna go. Again, I might see if my kids want them to play with. Then I have a Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. So I actually really enjoyed this when I first got it. The shade is beautiful, but I have found that, I mean, I've had it for what, about a year, and the formula's changed. It's now way too sticky when I put it on. It doesn't dry down, doesn't smell right, doesn't taste right, so I'm decluttering that one. Then I have a lipstick from MAC, but it's not. It's one where I melted all my unwanted lipsticks together to create my own one. I've used it quite a few times, but it's just gone a bit manky and I don't want it anymore. Then I have a Real Techniques sponge holder case. This is pointless, absolutely pointless. Like sponges, like I know it should be like the Real Techniques one to fit in there, but what I find is like they kind of fit but they kind of don't. Like when you dampen them down and they swell up, you put them inside there, and then when you take them out the other side, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I bought this thinking I could use it for travel, and I just find that when I put my damp sponge in there, it just doesn't smell very nice afterwards. It doesn't feel very clean afterwards. I know it's actually probably keeping it cleaner than rolling around in my makeup bag, but because of the shape of it as well, unless you've got like the true Real Techniques sponge, most sponges when they're fully fat don't fit in there, and then when they shrink down, because they were all damp to begin with, it just smells damp in there afterwards, so I don't like that. I think it could be a good idea. Maybe I'm not using it right, but I don't like it. Then I have a Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Bronze. This is too dark for me. I now have a paler shade, which is definitely more me. So I thought, what's the point in keeping a dark one? I'm not going to use it. It's too dark for me. It doesn't suit my skin tone, but the lighter one does. So I'm happy I've got another one, but this one can go. Then I have the Kylie Cosmetics and Kris Jenner lipstick in Give Me a Kiss. I wore this one to death. Well, there's still quite a bit, but I did wear it a lot. But it's gone off. It smells a bit nasty now. It is quite old. It does remind me of the MAC Velvet Teddy shade though. So if you liked this at some point, but obviously you can't get it anymore, MAC Velvet Teddy is a really good dupe for that one. The e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in Rose Gold. I have had so many problems with this. I know so many YouTubers that absolutely love these. Like, they use them all the time. They think they're brilliant. They use them as like an eye base. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. The first time I used it, it fell out and I had to squish it back in. Then when I used it a few days after that, the top bit just snapped off and I didn't even have it wound up that high. Yes, it actually was quite a pretty shade. And it is actually a really pretty shade. I do like it. But it's just like that. It falls out too easily. It breaks too easily. Ugh, it's just squished. That's my own fault for pulling it apart. But yeah, it's not a product I enjoy, so it needs to go. Then I have a B by Superdrug lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk. I don't know if this was meant to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I've never tried the Charlotte Tilbury one, so I cannot comment. But I didn't like this. The formula for this was nasty, not very pigmented, very sheer, didn't sit right on the lips. So yeah, that one's going. Wasn't very comfortable. Then I have the I Heart Revolution, the Cheese Highlighter. So that was such a disappointment to me, that collection. I was so excited because I love cheese. But the eyeshadow palettes were goddamn awful. The only thing that I found good out of the collection was the cheesy lip gloss and the mouse sponge. Bit confused. My camera just told me that it had no memory left. So yeah, I can't remember where I got to with this, but this isn't a bad highlighter. Not my favourite though. I don't use it very often. So yeah, bye bye. I have another lipstick from Kylie Cosmetics. This is in the shade Haunted. It was from her Halloween collection. It seemed a good idea at the time when I bought this. It smells nasty now. It's not really a shade I've worn very much. It's like a orange sparkle. Yeah, not for me. Bit strange. Seemed good at the time. Then I have a Makeup Obsession highlighter. This one actually looks quite pretty in the pan. Like, it's quite a pretty shade, but it is a very powdery like formula, and like it just shows up a lot of texture on the skin. It sort of flakes away quite easily. It also disappears quite quickly, so it's not something I want to keep. That one can move on. Then I have a number 7 highlighter. This is in the shade Caramel. So I actually use this quite a lot. I do have quite a big dip, but I don't know what happened, but I just found the formula changed. I was quite happy using it for a long time. Then when I started dipping my brush in one day, I applied it. It just didn't sit very well. It showed up all the texture on my skin, but the colour changed. Like, it's got 4 different colours in there all merged together. But I just felt when I ran my brush over it, yes, I concentrated mostly in that section, but even in the bit that I liked to use, I found the colour just changed. Yeah, it's just not like that's there. It's quite greying when it's on the skin. Like, it's not a really nice sun-kissed glow. It made me look quite grey, quite ill. So yeah, that one has to go. And lastly, I have a Revolution. I don't know if this is a brow pencil or an eyeliner. I think it's a brow pencil because it's kind of like an ashy taupe shade. But I very rarely use brow pencils. I very rarely do anything to my brows because that's just my style. I hate doing my eyebrows. They're very sparse, so when I draw them on they look very drawn on and very fake, so it's not a look I really enjoy. So that one is going as well. So that is it. That is all the makeup I'm decluttering. Whatever I can salvage and maybe give to family and friends, I will. A lot of it's going to go to my kids because I know they will enjoy playing with it. So yeah, that is what I'm getting rid of my collection. And I have just done a makeup inventory as well, so I will update you on that very soon. But yeah, this is all gonna go. So I'm gonna leg it because I do literally have 2 minutes left. I managed to salvage some memory on my phone, but it's gonna have a hissy fit if I try to do any more. So I will see you all in the next one. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and see you later. Bye.